Hello people! Today I'm going to be showing you how to make this simple sugarcane farm that produces an adequate amount of sugarcane for early game. I've built it with early game in mind, so it's very resource efficient, doesn't use a huge number of pistons and observers like I know a lot of farms do. Let's get stuck into it. Everything you need is in this chest. Except for that diamond block, that's going to be for demonstration purposes as a temporary block. It should be noted that the blocks can be any type of block. The mud blocks can be substituted for anything that sugarcane could grow on. The glass can also be regular blocks. I've just chosen glass for aesthetics. The leaves can be any type of leaves, and the slime cannot be honey blocks. You'll also need a lot of water, so this is just representative of an infinite water source. To start off, we're going to place a 2x27 slab of regular blocks as follows. We're now going to count in 14 blocks to find the center. Now that we've found the center block, we're going to place 3 blocks as follows. Now we're going to place a temporary block here, a hopper on top of the temporary block, another temporary block here, and a solid block on top. You can now break both the temporary blocks. We're now going to place a temporary rail here, place a permanent rail here, place a powered rail here. We can now break this temporary rail and replace it with a block. And we're now going to fill in the rest of the rails as follows. We're now going to place our 2 levers here and here, flick this one on to power the powered rail, and flick this one until you get the following arrangement. Just like that. You may need to flick this lever a different number of times depending on the orientation of your farm. We can now fill in all of the blocks that our sugarcane will be placed on as follows. Leave a gap in the middle. We can now place leaves along the edges of all of the mud blocks. Go ahead and waterlog all the leaves. Now that all the leaves are waterlogged, go ahead and place sugarcane on all of the mud blocks. Now we want to place 3 high walls of glass at the ends and in the middle as follows. We're now going to extend these out with regular blocks as follows. You can now build up the leaf blocks by 1. We're now going to want to place 3 blocks on the sides of the middle walls as follows. We're going to place sticky pistons on the side of these facing inwards. Build up another block using slime blocks. Finally, you can go ahead and build up the walls 1 more with leaf blocks. Now I will point out that these leaves adjacent to the slime blocks don't actually have to be leaf blocks, but they are the most cheap option in this case. They can be instead glazed terracotta, furnaces, anything that is immovable by slime. But as I want to build this for early game, leaf blocks seemed most appropriate. Now it's time to move on to the redstone. Don't worry, it's pretty simple. We're going to start by placing 3 redstone dust here and repeat that on the other side. We're going to want to place a block here, here, and here. Place 3 repeaters as follows. Set them all to 2 ticks. We're going to place 2 temporary blocks, one on top of the other, break the bottom one, and place a downwards facing observer. You can now break the top block. You'll see the pistons just activated. That shows the farm is working. From here, we can build up an extra block here and here and place redstone dust on both of the new blocks. Place 2 pistons as follows. Place our redstone block on top of the observer. You're now going to want to place a temporary block here and here. Place a block above and in front of the temporary blocks. You may now break the temporary blocks. Place a temporary block on the side of the redstone block. Place a hopper facing into the temporary block, break the temporary block and place a hopper facing into the other hopper. Place a redstone comparator facing out of each hopper. Finally, you're going to want to put 5 stacks of any item in one of the hoppers. The redstone is now all done. Feel like an engineer yet? The last steps are to place a fence gate here. This can be any type of fence gate. Place a hopper minecart here. And finally add some chests for storage. Your farm is now done. I'll now show you a bit of a montage of the farm operating. Having run the farm for about 20 minutes, we can see that it's generated about a stack of sugarcane. So it produces around about 3 or 4 stacks an hour, which is pretty good for early game. And I have been personally using this farm, and it has brought me well into late game. I hope that someone will find this design useful. I know that slime blocks to some aren't the cheapest, but they are certainly cheaper than a billion pistons and observers. If you like what you see, please consider supporting the channel. Thanks for watching. See ya!